Welcome to a special bonus episode of 10 with Ken. I'm Ken Steele. In September, we went on location to the 2017 Ontario Universities Fair to speak with presidents and senior administrators about innovation in higher education. I'm at the University of Windsor exhibit speaking with President and Vice-Chancellor Alan Wildeman. Alan, thank you for taking some time to chat with me today.
Great to be here with you.
Alan, what are the innovations at Windsor that make you justifiably proud or could serve as examples for other institutions?
Well, there's a lot of examples I could draw upon, but let me just say one. I think what we've tried to do to interface the university with our community around us a lot more has been great for students. Our students have put about 300,000 hours a year into community work, but it also spills over into a lot of the ways that our university is relevant, not only for our community, but for Canada. So our expertise in cross-border movement of goods and people. We've developed a campus in the downtown. We have some really exciting historic buildings that have been reimagined completely for our students for programs. So that's a big one. We have one of the only 3-year dual juris doctorate programs that the University of Windsor has with the University of Detroit Mercy, and it allows students to graduate with a law degree and be able to practice in Canada and the US. We have a partnership with their School of Architecture and our visual arts program. So students can come into a visual arts program and after 3 years decide if they want to go on and do a Bachelor of Fine Arts or want to go into architecture. Our border location gives us some really unique opportunities. We spend a lot of time working on those. This year, we've rolled out a pilot project. We're making available to 500 first-year incoming students training under the Bystander Initiative to help students become better at recognizing situations where there may be sexual assault. And by the fall of 2018, every first-year student will have an opportunity to be trained under the Bystander Initiative. That's one way of building a community of caring people, because ultimately, that's what you want your students to walk away from. You want to walk away from our campuses thinking, I can, in my own way, make the world a better place.
So, Alan, you've been at Windsor for a decade. As you look at the decade ahead, the next 5 or 10 years, what major innovations do you think are going to become more mainstream at Canadian colleges and universities over the next 10 years?
I think some of the big innovations, and it's of course hard to say, but I think there'll be a continual erosion and breaking down of the boundaries between the disciplines. That's already well down the path. It's going to continue because, I'll just use an example, a car is becoming a computer on wheels. You no longer think of a car as the way that you traditionally thought about it. If you want to be an expert on the environment, you're probably going to want to know a lot more about social sciences. There's so many other perspectives to think about, and that'll continue to result in change. The other big thing that's going to happen, the University of Windsor is at the epicenter of this. Our campuses are becoming increasingly diverse. Canada is becoming increasingly diverse. And over the next 5 to 10 years, innovation is going to be driven by this growing diversity, because there's going to be a lot of different perspectives coming. We already see it, and that's going to be the future of the country. How do we tap into all of that? So diversity is going to be a big engine of innovation.
And my third question is about the challenge of nurturing a culture in which innovation can thrive in student services, in teaching and learning, in new program launches.
Well, I don't think administrators should think they have very many of the answers. I think the job is to try to create an environment where everybody feels their innovative ideas are going to be welcomed. You have to try to create the environment, create the backdrop, and then get out of the way and let people really get on and do things. In terms of creating that backdrop, we put in place a $1 million fund for curriculum reform and development, and that's getting a lot of attention. It all started out of a conversation that we had about Curriculum 2020. What should the curriculum of the future look like? We may have offerings of programs and courses that were great in 1970 or 1980, but how far have they moved along? And we need to be thinking about courses and curriculum in the context of the future. So this fund is one that will provide resources if people need to maybe develop a new course or a couple new courses or a program. Maybe they need to do some market research on what's really important. Maybe there's an opportunity to develop an interdisciplinary program, whatever it might be. And there's a lot of great ideas coming forward, and we will invest in as many of those as we possibly can. I think it will result in the University of Windsor being as close to the leading edge as we can possibly be, vis-a-vis having a curriculum that means something for the future. Because, as we know, nothing stays the same. And we also said we're going to take the strategic funds we have available, and we're going to go out and hire 50 new faculty in areas that are identified by the faculties as being areas they can build upon and grow upon, that help us to build our capacity and our strength in areas that the province recognizes we have strength. We're really excited about that. We're just entering the third year of the hiring of the 50 new faculty, and there's some amazing young people that have come onto our campus, and they're doing great things. And one of the things that's happening too, it's helping us to address diversity. We need more women on faculty. We need more Indigenous faculty members. We need more faculty members of color, because our campus is really diverse. So using our resources to create the capacity and the backdrop, and then get out of the way. The most satisfying, rewarding things I've ever seen in my time as president at the University of Windsor has been when I see things that people are doing, and I just go, wow. As I would say at the University of Windsor, we want everybody to discover the promise within themselves. Everybody has within them the promise to be something they didn't think they could be, to do something they didn't think they could do.
Nice way to slip the branding in there, Alan. Thank you again for taking some time. I hope this isn't our last interview, but it might be as you're retiring. And I hope you have a good couple of days at the fair.
Yeah, you're welcome to come to Windsor anytime with your microphone and camera and take some footage. So anyway, it's great to be here. Thank you for the chance to speak to you.
And I might
say University of Windsor once more.
What was it saying? Was it saying like not
Okie dokie. 10 with Ken is a production of Eduvation Inc., copyright 2017. I'm available for conference keynotes, campus PD events, board retreats, and committee workshops, in person or now virtually too. For more information, please visit www.eduvation.guru or 10withken.com.